Share with us, guys. Well, there's no emotions. The most to the least. Guilty, tired, bored. شو يعني? What's pessimistic? Pessimistic. Lonely. Okay. Very good. Longing. Longing. Longing for what? The past? Okay. Okay. Very good. I need another one. Yes? Stress. Pressure. Pressure, كمان. Sad. Hey. Because خلاص, if you feel too down, at some point you get angry. Yes or no? When you feel depressed for a long time, at some point you get sick and tired of being depressed, so you get angry. And then when you get too angry, what happens? You get depressed. So you get lost in something called a crazy eight, which is you get depressed, you go down, you get depressed, and then you get sick of being depressed, then you go to be angry, and then when you're too angry, then you get depressed. And then يعطيكم العافية, right? What else? Tell me. What about the rest? Insecure. Who's talking? Yes, insecure. No emotion. Numb. Numb is an emotion because you decided I don't want to feel anymore. So I'm going to be numb. Yes? Fear. Anger. Okay. شباب اعطونا شيء يعني. Happiness, happiness. طول الوقت لحظة طول الوقت. Women they're like, I know, yeah. والشباب نعم تماسيح تمسحوا الشباب. شو يا شباب شو حاسين؟ By the way نحن عم نتساءل. بس what do you feel, guys, in a given week? Tired. شو كمان أعطيني most to the least. Tired, bored, excited by the end of the week. أي ساعة بيخلص الدوام؟ بعد ال 4:30 excitement. إيه؟ So tired, bored, excited. Oh, you wrote only 3. شو بدنا بعد وحدة. Mr. Chill, عندك شيء ولا ما عندك شيء؟ كتير chill. Give me something. Comfort. Happy. Satisfaction. Chill. تعال حبيبي تعال اقعد هون. Come here. بس كتير chill. إن شاء الله بتضلك مبسوط. Okay, guys, look at this list. This is the quality of your life. This is the quality of your life. It doesn't matter في مصاري كتير, there's a lot of money, house, car, whatever you want. This is the quality of your life. And nobody can tell you you have the right to feel this way or you don't have the right to feel this way. That's the beautiful part. You want to be angry, be angry. There's nothing wrong. Because some people, they think that anger gives them power to change. Anger can be good. It's not bad when it's a force for progress. Think about it. Every time you made a big change in your life, positive change, you were angry. Yes or no? Or you felt pain. Yes or no? So there's nothing wrong. If anger destroys your progress and destroys the people around you that you love and care about, then we have a problem.
Anger as an action doesn't mean that this is a problem.
No.
The problem is how we react to this anger. If we carry this anger to rage, or that this man, he broke the monitor and frustrated, so that's the way that he reacted.
Yes, it's your reaction to what you feel.
The anger actually is
Yes, yes.
Anything that's against my expectations will make me angry. Like if I was expecting the person in front of me to be honest and then they lie, for example, I will be angry. I cannot help myself and accept that.
Let's ask the expert here, Mr. Chill. شوف قديش عمي بضل مبسوط. When things don't go your way, what do you do? How do you see it? Because it's how you interpret it, yes or no? When things don't go your way, how do you stay chill? No, really, I want to know. It's not.
I can't change the situation to my side, or I can't go to another way.
Okay. حتى كمان كلام قليل ما ضروري نحكي كتير. So if you can do something, you'll do it. If you can't do anything, خلاص chill. صح ولا لا? Okay. Very good. Guys, the average of how you feel is your home. You realize something. Nurses and doctors usually feel guilty most of the time. Why?
Because
you feel like sometimes you are not giving the best time at your work, like you have to balance.
Because I want everybody to be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you want everybody to be happy, who gets disappointed? You get disappointed. So who should I make happy first? By the way, for nurses and doctors and people like me, okay, because we're care workers, right? It's not just nurses and doctors, it's also firefighters, policemen, coaches, حتى parents. When you're a mother or a father and you're always caring all the time, you get tired. And then when you get very tired of caring, you have like care fatigue. I can't care anymore. So you become numb. And then you become dissociated from the people that you care about. ليه? Because every time I look at you, I feel like I'm not doing my best. So I can't feel anymore. So you become cynical. شو يعني cynical? يعني sarcastic. Because you can't feel anymore. Right? So what do you need to do here? Self-care. Self-care. And by the way, for people like you that work in this profession, it's a huge effort to do self-care because you have to force yourself. Some people, they're very, what's it called? Selfish, right? Some people are selfish. They know how to care for themselves. It's very good. They're very good at it. You tell them to care for someone else, يعني they have to جهد. Eh? Same, the opposite is care professionals. جهد كتير جهد عالي انه to go and sit and not care for anybody and care for myself. شو حامل بحالي هلا؟ But you have to prioritize it because you can't make people drink from a cup that's empty. يعني تحاول تروي الناس والكباية فضيت. There's nothing anymore. So you have to prioritize yourself. I know this. Every year, I have 2 burnout sessions. They're better than before. But I get to a stage where I don't know what I'm feeling anymore. I have anxiety. I have migraines. I have vertigo. I know, خلاص, I've exhausted myself. I'm cynical. When I look at the people I love, I get stressed out. Why? Because I'm always feeling them and feeling for them. So I know, and خلاص, you have to step back. I stopped taking clients. I stopped training. لأنه خلاص, you can't give anymore. This what I do with you right now is me giving my attention, feeling for everyone. So when I go back home, I don't know what I'm feeling anymore. I don't know what I want. So giving too much, you have to know, you have to have a strategy on what do I need to do to stay on top of it. Because if you're a car and you don't refill the gas, you don't know how, you can't drive fast anymore. So you have to drive a little bit slower. Even if you're a manager and you're always caring for your employees and taking care of them, these executives that call me and tell me, listen, I have panic attacks, right? I have suicidal ideas. Why? Why do you think? But imagine all the time, all you see is problems. Every person that comes to you tells you, I have a problem, can you solve it? Yeah, we have a crisis. You usually the client be like, شو عملت فينا? Always problems. When you only see problems and you deal with problems, then you start to see the world as a threatening place. When you're a nurse or a doctor, what do you see only? Sickness, death, okay? When you keep dealing with it over and over and over and over and over, what do you see life as later? Sickness, weakness, death, okay? Problems, you're always solving problems. So that's why you need space, you need to take yourself back sometimes and see different aspects of life. Because if you're too dedicated to your job, then you only see your job, right? If you're a lawyer or you're an engineer, right? You're mathematical, yes or no? Because your job affects you and how you think. So a lawyer, when he fights with his wife or with her husband, they will put them on the stand. I need evidence, right? But you can't talk to your wife or your husband in this way because this doesn't work. It works at work. An engineer, he doesn't talk emotions. What does he talk? He talks logic. Nurses talk about logic, or they talk about what? What do they talk about? Feelings. Okay? So you have to start seeing different aspects of life so that you can see that life works, life is good outside. Okay? Makes sense?
So what should I do?
Oh, okay. Hey, go ahead.
What should I do once I reach that point of guilt and, like that I don't want to care anymore or get separated from
Okay, number one, what's the first step to emotional intelligence? Okay. شو يعني? So number one, you tell yourself, I've been working very hard. I've been caring about a lot of people. I didn't take a break and to consider what I feel. It's been months, and now I'm crashing. And it's okay. I can crash. This is the nature of my job, okay? So you know that this is what happens when you've been dealing a lot with people and patients and people that are sick, and you haven't taken time for yourself, so it's expected that you feel that way. So what do you need to do now? You tell me.
take a break.
Okay, then you go and schedule your break. Because knowing you and your personality, you're always going to find a reason why I need to take care of someone. I can't take a break. No, these guys, I have to take care of them. Because you're stuck in this addiction of taking care of others. So you go and schedule your break. You go take a massage. You go to a therapist. You take your holiday. And instead of you planning a trip, you go and sit and you relax. And you get used to life going smooth. Because you only know crisis. Okay? Make sense? Okay. Any other questions? Well, khalas, too much emotions. No, really, guys, this is how we, the effectiveness of a training is through the discussions, not the lecture. What do you do when you're overwhelmed? Do you deal with the patients? Well, you're, okay, you were what? Okay. هلا شو صرت management? Okay. So how do you deal with stress and all of that? You're still dealing with stress. Okay, one thing that you have to know also is that when you only see stress, problems, people suffering, there's also the good side. You see people healing. It's not all هذا, okay? But when you see a lot of this stuff, then you can get something called secondary post-traumatic disorder. Secondary post-traumatic disorder, PTSD, secondary PTSD, okay? So PTSD is when what? Something traumatic happens in front of you, yes or no? It could be sudden. So an explosion happened, someone died in front of you suddenly, you get PTSD. If you sit and you just listen to problems all the time, you get secondary post-traumatic disorder. So if you're a therapist, or you're a coach like me, or you're a nurse, and all you're hearing is suffering, pain, suffering, this problem happened to me, then later, you're going to start dreaming about the things that happened to them. You get used to it. There has to be an outlet somewhere, but you get used to it. I've worked with rape victims, I've worked with molestations, victims of molestation. And in the moment, you don't feel anything, because if I feel very upset, I can't help this person. So you know how to, because when a crisis hits, you need to be in control. Yes or no? But I've worked with cases where fully in control, I helped them, but once the session was over, I had a collapse. I got drained because it's taxing, right? But when you know yourself, you know how to let it go out of your body. You feel it and you let it go. The problem with most people is that they feel they suppress emotions. I don't think depression is a bad thing. I think unexpressed depression is a bad thing. Because if you're always numb, then that's how you start getting these very dark thoughts. Because there's something called acting out and acting in, okay? So what does acting out mean? When a child, they ask you, I want to play with my toy, and you say, you can't play with your toy. The child starts yelling and shouting, I want to play with my toy. You say they're acting out. They're acting what they cannot express, because the child doesn't know how to sit you down and say, listen, you really made me angry when you said I can't play with the toy. So what do? They yell and shout and scream. We say they're acting out. They're acting the emotion that they cannot say. But when you suppress for a very long time, if you don't act out what's hurting you inside, then you start to act in. Then you start to have very dark thoughts, very emotions that come out of nowhere, mood swings that you don't know where they're coming from.
Somatic symptoms like GI upset or irritable colon or headaches, unjustified headaches.
Yeah.
Or fatigue. Or
So that's acting in. That's your body saying, if you cannot let me release these emotions, I'm going to start releasing them inside because they have to come out. Okay? So once you start becoming fully aware of what's happening, then you know how to do a healthy expression of the pain that you're feeling, the sorrow that you're feeling. You can express it in a safe environment and it will pass through your body. Some people, they feel too much that at some point, khalas, I can't bear it anymore. Some people, they know how to disconnect. يعني a surgeon, مثلا, if he's gonna freak out لأنه نزل دم, then he's not a surgeon. But because they're very, in their mind, they're very, it's math. You cut, you saw, you هيدا, خلاص, it's a game. If you're a person that's very empathetic, it's just difficult. So there's no right way, or there's just knowing yourself and how you feel. That's it. No one can tell you how to be. You have to kind of know what's good for you.